Alright, welcome back to another stream of Assassin's Creed 2 as part of our historical order run. Today with the continuation of pretty much the beginning of the game. Yesterday we started out with Ezio's story and we watched Assassin's Creed Lineage. We played a couple of the beginning missions of AC2 and we also of course played the Cristina memory from AC Brotherhood that even takes place before you take control of teenage Ezio in AC2. So yeah, let's look at all of that and also read a bit about the time and the database entries. And today we're gonna carry on with it, however not on PC anymore, but actually on the Xbox Series X. We're gonna play the Ezio collection instead, and yesterday I just, played up until the point that we ended up on, which ironically took me like 20 to 30 minutes off stream. And on stream it was like almost 3 hours worth of streaming time. It just tells you how much extra time goes for like reading stuff out loud and just like the process of streaming sometimes. But yeah, we were quite early on, so I got that pretty quick. And I figured, with all the technical issues we've been facing, not only with Brotherhood and Revelations messing up my controls like completely, but also AC2 like, glitching out whenever I try to capture it. I just kinda had enough at this point, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna not worry about that stuff and just play the game on the Xbox now. And it's actually gonna be my first time playing the remaster, if you will, with the Ezio collection. I've always resorted to the PC version because I kinda prefer the original versions with especially the color palette. And also some character models and designs have been also changed a bit. But at least it's a working version of the game. And at this stage, I kinda take anything that works, so we can actually play these games properly. And yeah, that's how we're gonna carry on with the Ezio collection instead. Kinda like the fact that you have all 3 games in a selection here. And not only that, you also have Assassin's Creed Embers you can watch from within the Ezio collection. And you have Assassin's Creed Lineage as well, which you could watch from inside here. Which is pretty cool. I like that. Having, it all contained together. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Hello there, Leo. Good day, and how's it going? Hello there, Amita. Assassino. How's it going today, Amita? Ubisoft Bugs 182. AC2 doesn't have a dark mode. Yeah, you have to wait until Revelations, where they exchange the white loading screens for, the dark ones. Yeah, my eyes. And apparently they of course changed the color palette a little bit and the brightness and intensity of some of the colors. So Rod was saying earlier that once they get to 4Li, they apparently upped the brightness so much that it actually hurts your eyes, apparently. So looking forward to see that in action. But yeah, I've also decided, since it's kind of like a hassle to swap my screens around whenever I would like to change to a PC version of an AC game, because I would technically have planned to play the Cristina memories whenever they appeared in the, historical timeline during AC2. But I'm just gonna watch those missions instead now. Because it's a bit easier, than having to kind of switch around with a capture card and the screens and all that. But they're fairly short missions, it's gonna be like 5 to 10 minute videos, so we're just gonna watch those missions whenever they kind of happen. But yeah, also welcome in Aura and Schiller. How's it going? But yeah, I pretty much gave up on PC at this stage, you know, there's been just so many freaking issues. It could be connected to the fact that I've updated my, you know, hardware, of course, within the last, you know, year. But yeah, it was still really weird, you know, because I had those games installed and I had like a test run and everything worked first and then it was like completely messed up. Especially also the interaction between OBS and the games, but yeah, I guess the hardware change might have not helped with the configuration of these games, so I feel like that's a bit messed up. And even though I actually deleted all of the configuration files, so they, you know, would be like recreated when I relaunch the game, it didn't really change anything. So at this stage, you know, I feel like the console versions will give me less of a headache. And I can actually do a bit of achievement hunting, because I've never actually collected the Xbox achievements for the Ezio games. And we're gonna do them fairly linear, fairly in-depth, doing like lots of missions, so I think we're gonna be able to get a lot of the achievements done. Assassino. Maybe they're going well. It's been a chill day, played some Mass Effect 2 and loaded up Unity to check on something that bugged yesterday. It worked today. Oh yeah? So what bugged out for you in Unity? That's really annoying when it kind of like prevents you from getting further. Oh, very cool, Leo. That's great. That's exciting. I hope you're looking forward to the, you know, new place and everything. Best of luck with the last of the packing and the actual, you know, moving. And thank you for the lurk. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Amita. Thank you for asking. Had a nice chill weekend. It's pretty much over at this point, but hey, we can still enjoy the evening a bit with some AC2. En Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Exactly, Aura. You know, that would wake you up. A bit of blinding. 40's basically a rainbow now. Yikes. Yeah, some of the color corrections they've went for with the remasters, especially in AC2. In Brotherhood and Revelations, whenever I watch like Rod play those games on the Ezio collection, it doesn't bother me quite as much because they are a bit more colorful by nature, I guess, but I don't know. AC2 had like such a distinct art style because they also had different, like many more different locations, right? And they had like different color palettes to distinguish from each other, so having like a general color correction on top of like everything of a game, maybe that's what kind of like works against it sometimes. Unless they actually change it for every territory. That could be. But yeah, we definitely try to make it not quite as desaturated, I guess. Oh, that sucks, Aura. But yeah, that's definitely a good idea, you know, get a bit of resting time in. So you can shake that off very quickly, hopefully. Are you gonna do some gaming today as well? Ah, gotcha, Mita. Yeah, the Nostradamus, you know, rooms can be a bit tricky sometimes. Definitely is a lot of trial and error, I feel. But that's good though, that, you know, it finally, like, worked. Ah, that's good, Leo. I mean, you know, having a nice internet access, you know, many people might think it's like a given, but yeah, it can be quite a luxury if you're not used to having it, or, you know, if circumstances just don't allow for it. Time for some sneaky stabbing. Indeed. But we're still super early into it. We're just gonna meet our padre next. Okay, let me lower the volume a bit here. Pasta la vista, baby. Delicious. Welcome in, Gislek. And how's it going, dude? Ah, that's fair, Aura. That's really cool, you know, that you can kind of like guess what part of the US you're into with the game. So did they keep it like very accurate to like real world locations? At least like geographically speaking? Ah, gotcha, Amita. Yeah, that's fair. It's like the classic IT solution. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yeah, I'm sure so too, Schiller. I'm sure it's just gonna be a happy end that, you know, they have the best life and that it will never change. And that it will never change Ezio or Federico. I'm sure that's gonna happen. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing pretty much all the side missions in the game. So I'm trying to trigger as many database entries as possible so we can really learn about, you know, the history behind the game. And that's why I'm basically doing like all the side missions in the game. What I won't be doing is collecting all the chests or collecting all the feathers. Because I'm not really focused on the lore, you know, in that sense. Quite as much as I am on the history. We can watch a trailer once we actually reach the year 1486. But that's still 10 years away. But yeah, I actually have a command as well, let me see. So that's everything I'm doing. We're trying to find somebody on your list to raid playing Star Wars, and Chilla was the closest. Chilla playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Hey, I mean, you're doing shooting, so that's, you know, close enough, I guess. And there's, of course, laser swords. Wait, what? And Petruccio would tell us at time what he wants to do with those feathers. Yeah. The unsolved mystery of Petruccio's feathers. I gotcha, Aura. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's quite a few years, right? Like, is it about 1,000 years or so between Horizon's timeline and, you know, our timeline? I definitely have it written down somewhere on my, you know, time list. But yeah, I think it was pretty far into the future. Hello there, Retro. Welcome in. All the time. Yeah, it's very annoying, Shilla, you know, like when you're just trying to do it non-lethally and the game is like, whoa. If you actually want to do that, then you're just gonna die, I guess. You could say maybe that's realistic, but it's also not that, you know, liberating. The classic solution works in many cases. Yeah, it's definitely good to start with the basics sometimes, you know, because you can overlook those quickly and then you kind of like just, you know, going deeper into the problem than you need sometimes. Yeah, I mean, that's fair, Aura. You know, that would certainly have a huge impact on how we perceive the locations. Jesus, that's bright. That's even brighter than on like PC. Giovanni Auditore was one of the pivotal figures in the 15th century Florentine banking. In charge of overseeing the Medici bank branches across Italy, he kept the Medici machine running while Lorenzo was busy with the government. Extending his reach out into the international operation, it was Giovanni who first noticed the problems with the Lion Bank, causing him to alert Francesco Sassetti, which saved the branch. Such great talent was well rewarded by Il Magnifico. Giovanni developed a close friendship with Lorenzo de' Medici, becoming one of his closest advisors. Successful negotiations to secure the Pope's support of the Medici Bank in 1471 were carried out by Giovanni. Relieved and grateful, Lorenzo paid for Giovanni's palazzo as a gift. Sure, it's like, here's a palazzo for you. Imagine having like an employer that actually, you know, gives you like a palazzo for doing good work. After the next performance review, Ezio Auditore della La Rites again. I love how Yusuf just, you know, didn't really care for his name. Yeah, dark mode would be helpful for sure. I'm not sure either with Horizon 3. I still have to play the second game. Yeah, Lorenzo definitely, you know, is quite giving and the auditors can definitely be grateful. But yeah, of course, also knows, you know, the auditore to be very valuable allies to have. Thank you for the lurk, Amita. Enjoy dinner time.
Good morning, Father.
Come with me.
Is something wrong?
Do you think me blind and deaf, son? I know all about your fight with Vieri di Pazzi last night, and then this little visit to Cristina. Your behavior is unacceptable. It reminds me of myself when I was your age. I assume these misadventures won't interfere with your work today.
No, Padre. Avete la mia parola.
I've prepared some documents here for Lorenzo de' Medici to review. I need them delivered to him.
With haste, father.
Return to me when it's done.
Paperboy. Deliver Giovanni's letter to Lorenzo de' Medici.
Al magnifico Lorenzo di Medici, mio protettore e amico. I have done as requested and completed my investigation into the Milano incident. I can confirm for you that it extends far beyond dissatisfaction with Duca Galeazzo Sforza's rule. It is my belief that other parties, desirous of far greater gains, manipulated events in such a way as to achieve their goals without being revealed themselves. Lampugnani, Olgiati, and Visconti are guilty of the crime, to be sure. And they have met fitting ends for their betrayal. But several other noble families are implicated as well, our own Francesco de' Pazzi among them. Their cause and motive is not yet clear to me, but initial findings indicate a plan, the scope of which is sure to disturb you. Best we continue this conversation in person, as I am hesitant to put my suspicion to paper. Reply with a place and time, and I will meet you there. I have also ordered Francesco be held by the Gonfaloniere until we can clear up this matter. Yours in confidence, Giovanni.
Yeah, that could be retro. Definitely have a bigger age gap when we actually meet in Revelations. Thank you for the lurk, Schiller. Banks. With the advent of double entry bookkeeping, which allowed bankers to keep track of a client's deposits and withdrawals, and the proliferation of many different types of Italian currency into the pool of circulation, banks became an essential part of everyday Renaissance life. Banks technically couldn't make money on the money because the Catholic Church forbade the charging of interest. But in practice, this restriction wasn't followed by bankers, or even by the Vatican, which participated in the banking system and required banks to pay the Pope gifts, in proportion to the amount of money he had deposited with him. As long as it isn't called interest, God will notice, right?
A message from the Arte della Lana. May this year's festival of San Giovanni be a time of great joy and pride in our great city. The masters of the guild wish all another successful year. Another condottiere.
Ah, Ezio, ben trovato. How are you?
Come sempre. I have a letter for Messer Lorenzo.
I'll see that he receives it when he returns.
Returns?
They've gone to Villa Careggi, I'm afraid, and not expected back for at least another day.
I'll let my father know.
My favorite city in the trilogy? It's a tough one, honestly, because I love pretty much all the cities in the Ezio games. I mean, Florence definitely has a, special place in my heart. It's kind of like the city where we all started, and, it's kind of like Ezio's home. I think it's really beautiful, especially, very iconic for the Renaissance era. But, I mean, Rome is just such a big and iconic place too, all the landmarks that you have. Pantheon, kind of like Palazzo and the Vatican. Of course, the Colosseum and all that. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you if I prefer like one city over the other. That's like the beauty, I think, of the Ezio games is that all of the city, I think, are really well crafted. And they really stand out from each other. They're quite unique.
Masters of the guild wish all another successful year. State attenti. As a consequence of the flooding further up the Arno, a contact of the...
But yeah, Florence is a great city for sure. Always love getting back to this place.
As a call a contest to build a new municipal hall to be sited near Santa Maria Novella. Interested members of the Arte dei Maestri di Pietra e Legname should submit applications to their Gonfaloniere.
I always thought Roma was too small. I mean, that's fair. It's definitely pretty large, I guess. You had, of course, a countryside, but if you had a horse, then you could also get through that place pretty quickly.
Keep up the good work.
Bischero.
Biscaro.
You worry too much, Giovanni. Francesco Di Pazzi's in prison. The threat is ended.
Yeah, I see it when I believe it when I see it.
Hello, son. You remember my friend Uber?
Good morning, Gonfaloniere Alberti.
To you as well, young man.
I trust you delivered the message.
Si, padre. But it seems Lorenzo is out of town.
I did not anticipate this.
What does it matter? So you wait another day or two.
Listen, your mother and sister have been looking for you. I'll need you again in a little while, but for now, see if you can't help them.
Are you sure?
Yes, now if you'll excuse us.
Good to see you, Ezio.
Alright, that unlocks the Courier assignments. Now I'm following like a mission list that one of the moderators for the subreddit of AC created some years ago. Put the missions in the most, appropriate and best kind of like historical order. And according to that, the next mission would be Beat the Cheat, which should be the Claudia mission. The third child of Giovanni and Maria Auditore, and the first girl in the family, Claudia seems to have been a bit of a spoiled brat. It looks like her parents had to raise her dowry by 1,000 florins after she scared away all her potential suitors. A report from her school indicates that she once attacked another girl for looking at her boyfriend and knocked her out cold. On the plus side, she's Ezio's sister, so you should be safe. Let me check that real quick. There you go. Yeah, I guess don't mess with Claudia. With the auditores in general.
Hey, Claudia. How are you?
Bene.
You shouldn't keep things from me.
It's Duccio.
What of him?
I think he's been unfaithful.
Who told you this?
The other girls. I thought they were my friends.
Harpies. You're better off without them.
I loved him.
No, Claudia. You only thought you did.
He should suffer for what he's done.
Wait here. I'll go have a word with him.
A word. I'm sure. You know, I like how quickly Claudia actually changes from like, I'm hurt and sad, to I'm angry and I want revenge. Revenge really runs in the family. Very retro. Santa Maria del Fiore. One of Italy's largest churches and the largest landmark in Florence, Santa Maria del Fiore is considered by many to be the first masterpiece of Renaissance architecture. Although the church was designed by Arnolfo di Cambio in 1296, the dome wasn't started until the beginning of the 15th century. With Cambio long dead, none of the architects at the time had any idea how to construct such an enormous structure, since the use of buttresses was forbidden in Florence and the mortar took several days to set. But all was not lost. In an amazing comeback story, Filippo Brunelleschi, an architect who had been defeated in an earlier bid to design the baptistery doors, won the competition to build the dome. He beat out Lorenzo Ghiberti, the same artist he had lost to before. Brunelleschi invented machines to hoist the bricks needed for the dome up to the workers, and was able to construct the entire dome without using centering, a support structure to hold the dome in place where bricks were laid. Containing over 4 million bricks, the dome was completed in 1436. The lantern was added after Brunelleschi's death in 1446 and supposedly contains holy relics. However, there were several rumors that in fact an entire tomb of unknown origin is located inside. The rumors. Well, we're gonna investigate those rumors, that's for sure. Yeah, a bit of bullying Duccio is always good for the soul. And I like how in every Ezio game there's at least one mission featuring Duccio, where you can kick his ass.
Isn't that illegal? Not my
I don't like it in here. Reminds me of the year I went to school.
Oh, you went to school in Florence? For a year?
Duccio! It's beautiful!
Nothing but the best for you, amore mio.
But what of Claudia? I thought you'd been promised to her.
The father said I could do much better than an auditore.
Ah! Birbante! Come, let us walk a bit.
What? I had something else in mind.
Oh, Duccio.
Hey, lurido porco!
Ezio, my friend. Ah! Ma che ti piglia?
You insult my sister, parading around with this puttana.
What are you talking about?
I saw the gift you gave her, or the things you said.
Maybe your sister shouldn't be so stingy with her virtù.
You broke her heart.
Ha! And now I'm going to break your face. You auditores all talk big, but when it comes time for action, ha!
You'll regret ever opening your mouth.
I could have taught your sister a great many things. She's lucky to have had someone like me.
Bastardo!
Basta, basta!
Avanti, mi stai annoiando. I can't be that good. It's a fight, Fesso. Try fighting for a change.
Vai, vai, dai!
Vergogna!
Ah, vergogna!
Basta, mi arrendo!
Basta! This is how you
Stay away from my sister!
Oh, his nutsack definitely got a good beating there. Karma. PETRUCCIO, very fitting name. Giotto's Campanile. Begun by Giotto di Bondone, the famous architect and painter, in 1334, this famous Gothic bell tower was incomplete when Giotto died. Andrea Pisano took over and then in 1348 was followed by the Black Death. In 1359 the tower was completed by Francesco Talenti, who deviated from Giotto's plan in his design of the upper 3 floors. He enlarged each floor to match the previous according to perspective, so when seen from below, all 3 floors seem to be exactly the same size. The tower is clad with white marble from Carrara, red marble from Siena, and green marble from Prato. It takes exactly 414 steps to reach the top, perhaps predicting Charles Messier's discovery of the Whirlpool galaxy exactly 414 years later. Or perhaps not. Hello there, Vlaka, welcome in. Good evening. And how's it going? Also hello there, Kobe, welcome in. And good evening to you as well. Thank you so much for the 61 months of resubbing. There once was a man named Duccio, a rat with lecherous taste. Whenever he would show himself, my fist would find his face. Nice one. That's like such a nice rhyme. Ezio should sing about it in one of his minstrel songs.
I'm dressed up like a jester. I act the fool and mime. All the actions of those I curse and run down all the time. There once was a man named Duccio, a rat with lecher's taste. Whenever he would show himself, my feast would find his face.
There you go. Found it for you. I knew I had it saved somewhere. I just had it saved under Duccio. How's the game looking for Switch? Not too sure. I haven't seen the game before on Switch. Hello there, T-Base, welcome in, and good day. How is it going? There he is, the legend himself. The most famous minstrel singer. But yeah, it's going pretty good. We finally reached one of my favorite parts in our historical order run, which is the Ezio timeline. Yeah, definitely be looking forward to this. Especially since we've been playing like the historical order run for pretty much a year now, I guess. And yeah, it's actually been like, at least on my terms, it's been a pretty long break between the last Ezio games playthrough and this one. It was my first time playing the games on the console version. doing the Ezio collection. So I'm also gonna do some achievement collecting. Ada! Hello, Velucinda, welcome in. And thank you so much for the raid. How is it going? How was the rest of The Last of Us 2? Did you get to finish the game today? And yeah, welcome in everyone from Lucinda's stream. I hope you had a good time watching some of The Last of Us Part 2. I was lurking also, but
I want to see the Alliance map.
I didn't really pay too much attention because I've yet to play the game myself. But yeah, it might actually happen sooner than later now. I was Seraph. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Hello there, Seraph. How's it going? Hello there, Red Jedi Knight. Hello there, Shabot. Good to see you. Hello there, Necro. Welcome in, dude. How are you? And Arthur, welcome in. How is it going? Welcome back, Amita. Hope you had a good dinner time. Listen, I finished it up. Was a shorter 4-hour stream, so you have some of your Sunday back to watch streams. That's definitely fair. But yeah, I don't blame you for just, getting the game done and not really doing, more than that. But that's really good. GG's on finishing the playthrough. I hope you had a good time with it. And I hope the game was a good, port overall for PC. I have an idea what you're about to say, Ava.
I want to see the Alliance map.
Hello there, Saber. Welcome in. Good afternoon. And yeah, thanks for giving the shout out there to Lucinda, Kobe as well.
Good taxes. That's my motto.
That's my motto. I mean, isn't that everyone's motto? That no taxes is good taxes. But yeah, definitely check out Lucinda if you haven't yet. And if you didn't come in with a raid, she's been playing through The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, doing like a bit more of a narrative focused playthrough. So really taking lots of time to, listen to the dialogues and read up a lot of the documents and, really focusing on the story behind the story as well. So a big fan of those games, but also of games like BioShock and Resident Evil. Nice, Amita. Glad to hear. Hello there, Oliver. Welcome in, dude. And how's it going? Press F for those Lucinda emotes. Oh, damn. I mean, one crash in the whole game. It doesn't really get more polished than that on PC for like any game, really. That's like the best you can expect, isn't it?
Requiescat in pace.
Like one crash. But that's good, that it was like a much better experience, like technically speaking, than the first game's launch. Indeed, good timing there, Seraph. So when is that Last of Us 2 playthrough? Wow, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about it yet. I didn't really plan on winning the giveaway either, to be honest. But of course I'm very glad that I did, because it means that I can play the game sooner than I thought I would. So So I'm thinking that once I finish the Ezio games, that I might be playing something non-historical before we continue with Pentiment next. So there could be a time slot where I might, you know, think about playing The Last of Us Part 2. But yeah, it kind of depends what I'm in the mood for. You know, if I wanna like have like less of a story-focused game, less serious and more like, you know, fun, then I might end up playing something else. But I'm gonna make the decision, you know, once we get close to finishing the Ezio games. Ah, very nice, Lucinda. So more Resident Evil Marathon then. So where did you stop the last time with the games? Like what would be the next game? I know you played like Resident Evil 4, but it was like one of the extra modes in the game. Not really the story stuff, I don't think. Was it like the mercenary mode or something? Cheers, Ave. It was definitely a nice surprise. I got you, Oliver. Well, I hope your first day back at work, you know, went well. Thank you for the luck, Seraph. Gonna enjoy the F1 race tonight. Hell yeah. Are you rooting for anyone in particular? Sure thing, Lucinda. Yeah, I can send you my profile link on Discord later. Or I mean, I could do it now. So much of a biggie. That's a good thing about streaming from console, because it makes like doing stuff on the side much easier and quicker. Okay, that worked. Did get your friend request there? Yeah, that's fair, listener. I mean, you never know, you know, like sometimes, especially of course we know, you know, sometimes people like to mess around or like impersonate others, you know. And it's definitely good to make doubly sure, especially, you know, if you're going to like pay for a game or something, you know, wouldn't want to like gift it to the wrong person. Ah, so Resident Evil 5 next, so 5 more games to play. Nice. One of the newer Resident Evil games that I kind of liked the look of was Resident Evil Village. I kind of liked the vibe of it. I wouldn't mind playing that one of these days either.
Salute a voi. Another condottiere. Another condottiere.
Hurry up! I have to meet the lady, friend.
Oh, I received a gift. Thank you, Lucinda, for sending that. Gee, yeah, I wonder. Who would give me something? I gotta say, like, this game, or the remaster version, is definitely very bright. Like, you know, the bright colors are just in your face sometimes. I can't wait to see Folly. Because Rod said that it's just so freaking bright, it like hurts your eyes pretty much. I knew it, Ava. I knew, you know, something was up with me winning a giveaway. It was you all along. The master villain manipulating time and space. McLaren, of course, but who knows, maybe Daddy Verstappen can bring it home too. That's fair. I mean, McLaren is a nice team to root for. And cheers, dude, for winning the game. Yeah, I mean, ever since I played the first Last of Us, I've been quite looking forward to play the sequel. And I played it fairly recently, so it's still pretty fresh in my mind. Yeah, AC2 music is still, to this day, one of my absolute favorite soundtracks of all time. The amount of times I listened to this. Like, even outside of the games and across like all the playthroughs that I've done. And I still don't get tired of it. And there we go. One of the highest viewpoints in the game. I love seeing all the mountains and the countryside beyond Florence. And just like the music here on top. So peaceful. Wonder from who? Thank you so much, Lucinda. I really appreciate it. But yeah, let me actually accept it as well. Alright. It has been successfully redeemed. Oh yeah. That's actually quite exciting. That I can play it at any time now. There was the gods telling you to play The Last of Us 2 sooner rather than later. That's true. I mean, I probably will because of it, that's for sure. I definitely know that, Ava, no worries. But yeah, it's definitely funny sometimes how things turn out. Oh, high dive. Perform a leap of faith from the top of Florence's Giotto. So I kind of have a double achievement sound because I'm kind of like streaming from PC and also have the Xbox app on there. Just gonna disable the sound for game bar. I think that's gonna get rid of the achievement sound. Kind of like double. Okay, so now that we finished Beat a Cheat, the next mission would actually be a side mission according to the order list. And it should be the Courier assignment here. Or actually, it's called A Woman Scorned. I think it's a beat up event. In fact. I guess after Duccio, you know, and beating his ass, Ezio was in the mood to kick some more ass afterwards. Prosciutti? Prosciutto crudo? Now I'm hungry again.
That faithless husband of mine is cheating. I know it, as do all the neighbors. Please teach him a lesson for me.
Dude, what have they done with her character model? And her face? I noticed that in general they changed like some face models and like also their clothing. But she looks like an 80-year-old grandma or something. Quite different to the original, where she looks more like a mid-30-year-old or something. Still love the way Ezio adjusts mid-air. Yeah, some of the animations are quite funny. No worries, Aura. Enjoy your nap, and thank you for the lurk. Catch you later maybe if I'm, you know, still streaming then. Heaven has no rage like love for, to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned. Where's that quote from, Kobe? I like the way it's written.
Come, don't be shy. Provate le mie salsicce!
There he is.
There! On him! Behind you!
Get away from... Fatti sotto!
There! On him!
You just going to stand there? Che c'è? Aspetti il permesso.
Dannato! She wins! I give up! That bitch! I mean, wonderful wife of mine! I'll go home!
I'll go home. So many achievements. It's from The Morning Bride by William Congreve, where the phrase "hell will have no fury like a woman scorned" originated. Ah. Thank you for that fun fact. Okay, so according to the timeline, the next mission would be the one for Petruccio, in connection to the feathers that he's collecting.
My fruits and olives, you gonzo! I should make you pay for that.
Hey, Ezio!
Not worth it.
Carne fresca! Sempre fresca!
What are you doing out here, Petruccio? You should be in bed.
I want those feathers.
What for?
It's a secret.
If I get them for you, will you go back inside?
Yes, I promise.
Petruccio's secret. Obtain eagle feathers for Petruccio before he gets in trouble for sneaking out of bed. You assume they name the side quest after that idiom. That could be. I mean, there's many kind of like references like that to, you know, books and movies and, you know, lots of pop culture references too. So definitely would be likely to be, you know, based on that. Petruccio Auditore. The youngest of the Auditore children, Petruccio was described as having a weak constitution by Giovanni Auditore in a letter to Lorenzo de' Medici soon after the boy's birth. Apparently he didn't improve with time. Petruccio was pulled from school due to illness when he was 12, and according to records from the family doctor, was confined to bed. No other data exists after that, so it is probable that he eventually succumbed to his illness. Me too, Kobe. I hope he's gonna be fine.
Not be looking for me. Sure.
What? What's he doing?
Pay for your sins! Laggiù! He's there, on him! Do you require verdura fresca di giornata! Go!
Basta, basta!
Guardate che colpi di mazzo!
Here, as promised.
Grazie, brother.
You still haven't told me why you want these.
I will. In time.
In time, huh? And then we have a mission for Maria Auditore. Quote, I grow tired of these walls that surround me, and I am bored with safety. Now is the time to make a decision. I will go out there and see what my life may truly be. Maria wrote these words when she was 16, a week before she met Giovanni Auditore. Born into the powerful banking family the Mozzi, Maria is one of the most famous historical sources of a time period due to her multi-volume diary, which has been translated by several notable scholars and is on display in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. With funding from her parents, Maria opened up a bakery in the courtyard of her family palazzo, which she transformed into an artistic gathering place. It was there that she met a man with such conviction I found myself rooted to the spot, unable to look anywhere else. That man was Giovanni Auditore. Maria and Giovanni were married in 1450. Maria's diary entries continue for the next few decades, describing her patronage of several up-and-coming artists and her trials as a mother, at which point she abruptly abandons her writing to the disappointment of historians everywhere. I think it's really cool that Maria Auditore, the mother to Ezio, has had such a important place in the historical research of the time. And of course also to, the city at this time as well.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Buongiorno a voi, madre. Come state?
Sto bene. And you? Still recovering from last night?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course not. Anyway, I have an errand to run. I'd like you to join me.
Con piacere.
Come, it's not far from here. I know about your fight with Vieri.
What fight?
Per piacere. Let's not play this game.
He spoke ill of us. I could not allow him to continue.
I'm sure he's having a hard time dealing with the accusations against his father. Francesco di Pazzi is many things, and none of them good. But even I never suspected he'd be capable of murder.
What will happen to him?
I imagine there will be a trial.
Will father speak at it?
He'll have to. He's the one with the evidence.
Still, I wish there was another way.
You've nothing to fear. Everyone wants justice done. It is an unfortunate state of affairs, but it will pass.
Bottega di Leonardo a Firenze. Leonardo da Vinci opened his own studio after completing his apprenticeship to Verrocchio, one of the most successful Florentine artists of the day. Between 1476 and 1481, Leonardo probably continued to collaborate with Verrocchio, although no one is quite sure what he was working on. In 1481 he was given his first commission by the monks of San Donato a Scopeto to paint the Adoration of the Magi. In true Da Vinci style he began the painting, but never finished it. Classic artist. Especially for Leonardo.
Here we are.
Just too many ideas at once.
Hello, Leonardo.
Madonna Maria.
This is my son, Ezio.
Molto onorato.
L'onore è mio.
Let me go and fetch the paintings. I'll be right back.
He's very talented.
Immagino.
Self-expression is vital to understanding and enjoying life. You should find an outlet.
I have plenty of outlets.
I meant besides vaginas.
Mother.
Back to your house then.
Si, si. Ezio, help Leonardo, will you?
I gotta love Maria. The way she just was actually trying to legitimately help Ezio in finding like some more purpose in life. You know, like you could become an artist or whatever. And Ezio's just like, you know, being like, yeah, I have enough, you know, interests and stuff. And Maria just outright out-calling him. It really is Kobe. Very iconic line there. Leonardo da Vinci. Probably one of the most famous persons of this particular time. The illegitimate son of a notary and a peasant woman, Leonardo da Vinci was raised in Tuscany. Like many destined to be superstars, he had no surname, Vinci being the town in which he was born. At the age of 14, he was apprenticed to a Florentine painter, Verrocchio, who taught him chemistry, drafting, painting, sculpting, and modeling. When he was 20, Leonardo established his own workshop and then traveled across Italy, eventually painting his great masterpieces, The Last Supper in 1498 and the Mona Lisa in 1503-07. During his travels, Leonardo studied the world with unquenchable curiosity, recording his observations in mirror writing within his notebooks. He created designs for a helicopter, a tank, solar power, and a calculator, among others. He was also an engineer, designing garrisons, cannons, and movable barricades. Despite this epic list of accomplishments, Leonardo was hounded by his patrons for his chronic procrastination. Pieces frequently took years longer than he anticipated, and many were never finished at all. Leonardo also had a tumultuous love life. Accused of sodomy in 1476, he was most likely homosexual. Salai, his assistant, was accused of stealing and spending too much money on clothes, but was also probably Leonardo's lover. Leonardo painted several pictures of Salai, including his famous Saint John the Baptist, and left the Mona Lisa to him when he died in 1519. And what's kind of cool is they actually showcase Salai as a character in Brotherhood in the Da Vinci Disappearance DLC. So he's a character that you get to meet later in the sequel. And then we'll also, you know, talk a bit more about the relationship that Leonardo has to Salai.
So Ezio, what do you do?
He's been working for his father.
Ah, you're to be a banker.
For now. And you, art was it?
Truth be told, it's been difficult for me to settle. Painting is nice, but I often feel like my work lacks, I don't know, a purpose. Does that make sense? I'd rather contribute more practically, more directly. Architecture, perhaps, or anatomy. I'm not content merely to capture the world. I want to change it.
Oh, Leonardo. I have no doubt you'll go on to do great things.
Vi ringrazio, Madonna. That's kind of you.
Thank you for your help, son. Don't let me keep you from your other duties.
It was nice to meet you, Ezio. I hope our paths cross again.
Anch'io.
I love that they included Leonardo da Vinci, and that he also, you know, has like such a prominent role as like a major side character. You know, becoming a friend to Ezio, but also kind of like acting as a personal cue to James Bond, you know. like the inventor type of character to the, you know, main character, giving him like gadgets and knowledge to use in, you know, action. I did read this last time on PC, so I'm just gonna check that database entry for Doctors off. That's right, Gislik.
Ezio, come in, son. I need these packages delivered to associates of mine in the city. I also need you to retrieve a message for me from a pigeon coop not too far from here.
Va bene. I'll get it done.
Come back here when you're finished. There are some things we need to discuss. And please, my son, stay out of trouble. Hmm?
That's impossible for Ezio to stay out of trouble. Special delivery. Deliver 2 letters and retrieve a third from the pigeon coop for Giovanni. Then return to him. Giovanni has sealed this letter. It would be wrong to open it. Same here.
Well, what's doing? Carne fresca! Sempre fresca!
You Giovanni's kid?
No, idiota. He just happens to look exactly like the man.
Give it here. Don't worry, boy. We're not contagious. Least I'm not.
Such unbelievable prices I have for you, stimati clienti. You will say I am quite pazzo.
But it's okay to read Papi's letters. Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Recent good fortune finding you
No, you. Hello there, Stanley. Welcome in. No, idiot, he just happens to look like the man. I love how even, you know, like, smaller side characters are kind of like written well. And funny and relatable. One of the cool things about Gothic 1 and 2 was the NPCs gave you formally sealed letters to saw when you read them. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. Especially for, you know, games that are that old to have and include. And thank you, Kobe. Yeah, I love the parkour of the Ezio games. It's just so fun. I was actually planning on using a parkour mod for AC2 Brotherhood and Revelations on PC, which allows you to like vote whenever you wanted to and swing wherever you wanted to and stuff, giving like a lot more control over parkour. But that will have to wait until another playthrough of those games because, yeah, the PC versions of the games just had so many technical issues that I just didn't bother anymore. But it's really cool that there's finally mods, you know, giving even more depth to the parkour system. And I think this parkour system already is quite, you know, in depth with what you can do. Yeah, PC Master Race. That's right. Blacksmiths. Every Renaissance community needed a blacksmith. Swords, logs, pens, knives, nails, and armor were all made from metal and all needed to be shaped. In addition, architectural ironwork flourished during the Renaissance, as blacksmiths began to apply their practical craft towards making art.
Myers has paid off, and I pass the savings on to you.
He'd better not be looking for trouble. He is known to me.
No need to be shy. Come forward.
Tappeti da sogno!
Die extra quattrini.
Here, over here. I have a delivery from...
Giovanni Auditore?
Yes.
Were you followed?
No. Why would I be followed?
Give me the package. Tell your father that they're moving tonight. He should as well.
Who's moving? What's going on here? Wait! Come back! Explain yourself!
The citizens of Pisa have held a mass demonstration, once again sending Firenze a message of contempt. The city's youth apparently gathered and bared their posteriors at our honorable delegation.
You play Gothic 1 as well. Actually never finished it, but started it several times. I remember playing... oh yeah, contextual camera. Playing it at a friend's, like many years back, but not really playing that much of it. Just like dabbling a bit into it. Right, Stanley. That's not allowed. Actually having like liberty and control over your character in parkour. Everything has to be automated.
Suffered by an esteemed member have led to this draconian measure, which will persist until satisfaction is received.
Okay, so special delivery is finished, which means we're gonna do the race mission next. There should be one called Florentine Sprint, so we're just gonna unlock some viewpoints until we unlock the location for it.
Notice concerning the Republic's fountains. Please do not use dyes or fuel in municipal water sources. Remember all that.
The Palazzo della Signoria. Arnolfo di Cambio designed the Palazzo della Signoria, also known as the Palazzo Vecchio, in 1299 for the rulers of Florence, the Signoria. The Signoria was made up of 9 members, or priori, selected by the city's guilds, 2 from each district, and a gonfalonier of justice. Members were supposed to be chosen by lot, but once the Medici family took power, Only their friends seem to end up in the drawing. Government by the people, right? Interesting fact, the tower in front is off-center because it was incorporated into the palazzo from an earlier structure. It contains 2 small cells, one of which was used to imprison Cosimo de' Medici. Iconic lines such as "Ich poliere dir gleich die Fresse." Ah yeah. Things you could only say in German. And that wouldn't work in another kind of like language like that.
Whatever's on his mind, it must be important.
English in chat, please, mods. Mods? Wow, I just ran past these guys directly and they didn't even attack me. He must be late, and she must be beautiful.
Nothing like a good spew to keep my humours in balance, I say.
Yeah, keeping your humors in balance, it's very important, especially in this day and time. Don't want to have like too much black bar or something. This is an unmodded game. No mods. Exactly, Gistek. You're not supposed to run this game or the mods on in new hardware. Balanced humors in this society. That's a bit too much to ask for. Ah yeah, there's the race. I'm not gonna collect the codex pages until we actually have an incentive to do so. Because right now it's kind of like story-wise pointless to collect them.
Aspettate! I can outrun anyone in this distretto. I hear you're the best. Prove it.
A retro PC that it has Windows 10 installed. Right. Same here.
Seems quite close. My position, Gerek. There! On him! If you stop running, I'll let you go. Don't shoot him again! There!
high precision getter. Alright, that's our first race done. And then we also have another side mission to do. It's called Casanova. I think it might be one of the letters that we have to deliver. Let me just go there and check.
Verdura fresca di giornata!
Get this to its destination fast. Really fast. I'll pay you well.
Yeah, indeed. Deliver these 2 letters to guarded recipients. My beloved, how can I live without you? I cannot work. I simply idle away, imagining your face. The fact that your husband has locked you away behind cold walls sickens me. You are a budding older woman. You should have the privilege to feel my sweet kisses, like a gentle wind caressing your soft petals. Yet finally it is Friday when he goes off to sea. Oh happy day, and still happier night. Come, when the sky rains with sparkling stars. Come find me and jump into my arms. At midnight I will be waiting at our special spot. Yours forever, Raphael. And then the second letter. My dearest, how can I live without you? Blah blah blah. The same thing. Only the husband goes away to the market there. But yeah, he's trying his luck with 2 women at the same time. Hoping that one of them will say yes. Side ejects, are they even legal? Shoot the side ejecting demon. Even though this game is ordered so beautiful, one of your favorites to play at the Auditore da Firenze. Same here, Pink Smarties, for sure. It's just always, you know, such a good experience playing the Ezio games. And I do also think that they hold up quite well. A budding older woman. Oh hey, it's me. I mean, you're not that old, I would say.
So let us sing for joy. Strikes down the evil guardsmen. Protect the girls and boys.
Oh, grazie.
Grazie. Yeah, good luck with that dude. Tutto fresco. For some reason all that Italian makes me hungry for Italian food. I just want to have some nice pasta with some nice antipasti. Grazie.
Where did he go? I know. I'm sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The way it just stood in the air on top of its head. I'm not sure you could even do that in the original version, so that might be a remaster only thing. Chat Geppetto. A copy and paste letter. It's a me. You just had instant soup, but you could devour some lasagna and tiramisu right now, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I love lasagna. I also love making lasagna. But yeah, either way, as long as I can have some lasagna, I'm happy. Anti-propasti. I think one of my favorite scenes in this franchise is when he meets the nun. You're a nun, but you run a bordello. Yeah, she's trying to get the people who visit that bordello closer to God. And she succeeds. Exactly, I mean, when it comes to lasagna, I basically turn into Garfield. I'm just having all of it. Prosciutto and mozzarella. Sign me up.
Father? Federico!
Serezio! Thank God!
What happened? Where is everyone?
They took your father and brothers to the Palazzo della Signoria, to prison.
And my mother? My sister?
Ezio.
Claudia? Are you alright?
Yes, but Mother...
She's in shock. When she resisted...
It's not safe here. Is there some place you can take them?
Yes, to my sisters.
Good, do that. In the meantime, I'll go see my father.
Be careful, Messer Ezio. The guards were looking for you as well.
Bastards. To quote Nine Inch Nails, you get me closer to God. Exactly. JAILBIRD. Read Giovanni's... Come out and fight, bitch. Read Giovanni's cell at the top of the Palazzo della Signoria and find out why he has been imprisoned. And now even the guards are after us.
Luigi, the fish merchant of San Marco, wishes it be known throughout the...
The Loggia de Lanzi, built between 1376 and 82 by Benji de Sione and Simone di Francesco Talenti, the Loggia de Lanzi was created to provide a covering for the swearing-in of the members of the Signoria, the rulers of Florence. In the 16th century, the Medici had a private balcony constructed on top, making it clear to the city of Florence who was really in charge. It's always a bit interesting and funny how the Medici are mainly showcased as like, I mean, not the good guys really, but definitely the allies to the main character. And it makes sense, you know, from like a political standpoint that the Auditore would be allied with him. But it's definitely very clear that they also abuse their power quite a bit. Well, more than a bit, I guess. Have I streamed the other AC games? I have, yeah. I have streamed pretty much all the AC games at this point. And for this historic order run, we've been playing them in the order, of course, of history. So we've played, you know, like Odyssey first, then Origins, then Mirage and Valhalla, then AC1, and now AC2 is the next. But I will still have Brotherhood Revelations, you know, Black Flag, AC3 and the likes coming up. I think the Feldherrenhalle in Munich was built inspired by the Loggia dei Lanzi. It basically looks the same. Oh yeah? I mean, that could be. There definitely have been, you know, quite a bit of copy-paste also in, like, famous architecture. Guten Abend, Saint. Welcome in. Yeah, so I haven't played Shadows yet. I've been saving that for the historic order run. It's actually not that far away from this time. It's about 100 years or so. So Shadows is pretty close. Currently playing AC Origins, haven't played the newest one yet though. Very nice. How are you liking Origins then? Is it your first time playing? Origins is one of my absolute favorite AC games. Alongside this game, it's pretty much my favorite story and like game world. You refuse to pay 70 for it. Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't really pay full price for Shadows either right now, honestly. Ah, very cool. So 5 trophies away. Well, good luck on the, you know, last couple of them. Your 6th playthrough? That's fair, yeah. I've also done more than a couple, like more than half a dozen for sure.
Ancient writing from the Old Kingdom.
Ancient writing.
May the Hidden One greet you. The Lord of the Duat awaits.
The Lord of the Duat awaits. Yeah, Origins is just such a good game. Like, Bayek is such an iconic character, and so is Aya.
Ezio. Father, what's happened?
Took a bit of a beating, but I'm alright. What of your mother and sister?
Safe now.
Aneta took them.
Yes. Wait, you knew this would happen?
Not the way it did, and not this soon. Doesn't matter now.
What do you mean? Explain!
There's no time. Listen closely. Return to the house. In my office is a hidden door. Use your talent to find it. Beyond lies a chest. Take everything you find inside. Much of it may seem strange to you, but all of it is important. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Among the contents is a letter, and with it some documents. I need you to take these documents to Mr. Roberto. He was with me in the office this morning.
The Gonfaloniere, I remember. Now please, tell me what's happening. Are the Pazzi behind this? There was a note for you at the pigeon. It said, "Go, Ezio. Go now."
Man, I feel so bad for Giovanni. In fact, he can't really, you know, explain much further. But yeah, he of course didn't expect to be betrayed by one of his closest allies. Freaking Alberto Alberti. Hate that guy's guts. Abubakar Salim is in a PMP thing with some of your favorite content creators now. You really need to look that up. Oh yeah? That's cool. It's been cool, you know, seeing him also work on his own game. Like there's one game that he was like primarily responsible for. I was meaning to check that out eventually. I think it has like mixed reviews, but it definitely looked like, you know, they put lots of love and passion into it regardless. That's always great to see, you know. Can't wait for Rise of Ronin Hell next year. Rise of Ronin Hell? Sleep, I never sleep, I just wait in the shadows, and I will kill you all, everyone who sniffed the air that day in Siwa. I just love how different that introduction of Bayek is to what people expected of Bayek, in a way. You know, like if you've seen the trailers and all that, you know, like first his looks are completely different. And, you know, he also seemed like more mysterious and like collected and calm in a way. And then he just seemed completely rugged and full on rage, you know. Just was like a cool introduction, I think, in such an epic scene as well. Yeah, I love it too. Being like one of the first things we see of Bayek, really. That's right, yeah, Tales of Kenzera, that's the name of the game. It definitely does look interesting. Welcome back, Schiller, with Lucinda Raid. Higher skill floor? Ah, okay. Well, definitely sounds like Helvin, because it's not like the game is easy by default, is it? Hello there, Mr. Godi, welcome, dude. And yeah, I'm doing pretty well, thank you for asking. How are you today? Yeah, Bayek has a great story arc. I really wish that Aya and Bayek would have gotten another game, like a sequel. It would have been good to have Aya as a protagonist and then Bayek maybe as one you periodically take control of. But still carry on with a storyline, you know. I would have loved it. Family heirloom. Recover Giovanni's documents and deliver them to Alberto Alberti.
Father said there was a door here. bring this to Messer Roberto.
Yeah, this letter also has been sealed. Such an iconic scene. Yeah. You know, Ezio putting on the outfit for the first time. The mentor of his father, quite literally. And not even knowing what the outfit stands for or what all of this means, you know, in the chest, but it's the last thing that his father would give him. And very fittingly, you know, with Ezio's family theme, you know, over it. Couldn't be better. Yeah, that's true. You know, Pink. That's Bark very much, you know, he got his revenge, but that's not where he stops. You know, he wants to make a lasting change. And that's where the, you know, organization of the Brotherhood really comes into play. Nice, Goody. Glad to hear you're doing well and that you're enjoying the Oblivion remaster. It's so good, Schiller, isn't it? That music. In the father's footsteps. Hell yeah. In his parkour footsteps. Yeah, so a lot of the voice actors and face models reprised the role for the short movie. Now, the thing is, not every voice actor, like, the voice actors didn't also do the face models for every character. So some face model actor, you know, acted in the short movie, and some voice actors also acted in the short movie. So it's a bit of a mix-up, but there's a lot of, you know, familiar faces. And of course, with some of the characters that matches up 100%. As with Rodrigo Borgia, you know, he's also acted and face modeled by the same actor that was in AC Lineage. That's really cool how much and how many actors they use from the game, and they not only use the actors from the game, they also use a lot of the assets from the game, because it's primarily filmed on green screen. So they actually managed to use the in-game assets and architecture and stuff and you know, put it in a more realistic 3D kind of like render. So it gives a bit of a glimpse how the game could look like on a better engine in a way. But yeah, it's really cool to see how they, you know, used the assets that they already worked for the game into the short movie. You're saving heaps of money just having Game Pass and Netflix for your trips, for your trip. It's nuts. I mean, the good thing is there's like plenty on Game Pass at least. So would be difficult to get too bored unless you have played like all the, you know, things you already want to play on there. Yeah, I mean, it was very much also, you know, CG in that short movie. But it was kind of cool seeing the behind the scenes. I'm not sure if that's included in the Lineage version of the Ezio collection, but definitely is on the DVD that I have for Lineage. The time Giovanni did social stuff. Of a letter exchange scene. A bit over the top, you could say. And it's also a bit funny how like all the scenes, or most of the scenes, are just filmed in slow motion. Well, they're not filmed in slow motion, they have been edited into slow motion, but yeah, like if it's like a tailing mission or like any fighting, you know, kind of like a sequence, everything is gonna be slow-mo.
Traditore! Hey, What with the swords? Aren't you supposed to arrest me?
No.
What do you want then?
For you to die.
Well, that's not going to happen. So why don't we explore other options?
There are no other options.
Oh, you wanted it?
Shall we dance?
One from the people. Force.
At least Ezio gave him a chance. But I didn't want to take it.
What would make a man?
Now! I want him stopped! Ora!
You're no better than those you seek to replace. I want no part of this.
It's like, let me just knock at this door and with the dead bodies behind me. It's not gonna be awkward or anything. Hello Roberto, here's a letter for you, and by the way I just killed your bodyguards, yeah?
Oh, dear Lord, watch over the stray sheep. What drives men to commit such acts?
Ezio Auditore? What are you doing here at this hour?
I don't...
Wait, child. Take a breath. Collect your thoughts.
My father and brothers have been imprisoned. I was told to bring you this.
Ah. I see now. It's a misunderstanding, Ezio. I'll clear everything up.
How?
The documents you've given me contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family and against the city. I'll present these papers at their hearing in the morning, and they'll be released.
Thank you, Signore.
Of course, my child. Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here.
No, grazie. I'll meet you at the piazza.
Don't worry, Ezio. Everything is going to be fine.
You bastard. As Arthur Morgan would say. Kinda cool detail that you receive a broken hidden blade. Because if you watch Assassin's Creed Lineage and you see the fight of Giovanni Auditore against a henchman of Rodrigo Borgia in Rome, then you know that in deflecting and defending himself, his hidden blade actually broke, and you know that's why Ezio receives it not in working condition. I bet he's the Lucy of his time. The traitor. And you know what's gonna happen to traitors in AC? Well, apart from Shay Cormac, he of course gets to have a happy ending. But not the fun kind. Last man standing. Attend the acquittal of Petruccio, Giovanni, and Federico.
Next week's public mass with the Cardinal will have to be cancelled due to a small outbreak of plague. Pray for his recovery and the confinement of the Dread Death to the small, unimportant village he was in.
Giovanni Auditore, you and your accomplices stand accused of the crime of treason. Have you any evidence to counter this charge?
Yes, the documents that were delivered to you last night.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying! Need to get closer.
In the absence of any compelling evidence to the contrary, I am bound to pronounce you guilty. You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death.
You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will!
Father!
There! Grab the boy! He's one of them!
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Guards! Arrest him! Abatete.
Better run, boy. And fast.
Don't let him escape!
Rest in peace, Giovanni, Federico, and Petruccio. And this scene just always hits so hard. You know, imagining how Ezio must have felt, you know, seeing his brothers and father die like that.
I've got a little request for you. I've identified several strange markings that I've discovered right across Renaissance Italy. Now, I don't know what they're doing there, but I want you to help me find out. Rebecca has marked their general location in the database with an eye icon, and she's made them glow as well. Keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out for the eye icon. That's a bit of a tongue twister.
Sir Ezio, thank God. I've been looking everywhere for you.
I couldn't stop them, Annetta. I tried, I swear. But there were so many guards.
Please, come with me. We need to get you off the streets.
What of my mother and sister?
They're safe. I'll bring you to them.
No. It's too dangerous for us to travel together. Tell me where to go and I'll meet you there.
My sister's house. Just north of the Duomo.
I'm on my way.
Need to play an AC game soon. It has been a while. So what was the last one that you played, Mr. Goody? Like, it's bad because assassins don't kill people. I mean, as Layla has showcased time and time again, right? Assassins don't kill people. I can't watch. I don't blame you, Kobe. Doesn't matter how many times I see it, you know, it's still tough to see. If you really try to think yourself into like what Ezio is feeling. Parkour for your life. Somehow Duccio survived. He always finds a way to survive. Somehow. Black Flag? I mean, that's a good one. Annetta. The Auditore family's life in servant, Annetta had one of a few respectable jobs allowed lower-class Renaissance women. Rich families seldom had more than 1 or 2 servants. Most were young, sometimes children. Many hoped their masters would help raise their standing, but usually turnover was rapid. Ultimately, very little is known about Annetta's life. She passed on without making a mark on history.
Venite a provare le delizie del mio orto! Verdura! Verdura appena colta!
A message of contempt. The city's youth apparently gathered and bared their posteriors at our honorable delegation.
You belong down below with the rabble. Peasants are not allowed.
I think we have the wrong building.
No. No, this is it.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Messer Ezio. Annetta speaks quite highly of you. I can see why.
I appreciate the kind words, Madonna.
Ti prego, call me Paola.
Thank you for offering your home to my family, Paola.
It was the least I could do. You must be tired. Perhaps you'd...
No, grazie. I can't stay.
Why? Where are you going?
To kill Uberto Alberti.
I understand your desire for vengeance, but the Gonfaloniere is a powerful man. You are not a killer, Ezio.
Spare me the lecture.
But I can make you one.
And why are you going to teach me how to kill?
I'm not. I'm going to teach you how to survive. Come.
You know, it's really cool, even though Ezio never formally joins the assassins until later in the game, you know, he's still like being guided by them from the beginning pretty much. And Paola is really one of the first official assassin members outside of Ezio's family that looked out for him and, you know, helped him survive. Hope Ezio stopped staring at your bench neighbors. It's kind of funny how it can also like look into 360 directions. Just how awkward it must look for Ezio to like turn all the way around. It wouldn't look suspicious whatsoever. You're not a killer, Ezio. You only have killer looks.
Discretion is paramount in my profession.
Das nie. Courtesans. Prostitution was one of the most popular occupations for Renaissance women, whose only other option in most cases were staying with their families or living in a convent. Italian society supported prostitution, and many brothels were regulated by the government. At the end of the 15th century, cities started to pass laws against prostitution, forcing courtesans to wear specific outfits and separating them from respected society.
We must walk the streets freely, seen but unseen. You too must learn to blend like us, and become one with the city's crowds. My girls will show you how.
You can practice with me anytime.
Paola. There is much information about Paola in the history books, but the Florentine archives reveal that she was orphaned at age 8 when her parents were killed at sea. Left with a choice between joining a nunnery and prostitution, she began a life on the streets. At 16, she vanishes from the records, only to reappear at the age of 20, when she was arrested for murdering a city guard. On an interesting note, Giovanni Auditore represented her in court, winning the case on a self-defense plea. Released from prison, Paola went on to start her own bravo to protect many other unfortunate women of the street. That could also explain why, she's drawn to protect Ezio.
An outlandish horse, fast. Storm a foreigner. What an oddly cut cloak.
Ezio's backup walk is unmatched. It's very iconic as well, isn't it? This walking animation.
Another mercenary?
Salve.
Bene. Now that you've learned to blend, I'll show you how to use it for more than just moving around. Let's teach you how to steal.
That's true, Kobe. Those guards had to be blind not to recognize Ezio sooner.
Thief! Thief! Once you've stolen from someone, Ezio, you mustn't linger.
Help! Somebody stop him!
Buondì. Damn it! My wallet's gone. Halt!
My wallet's gone. Alright, so now that we have, you know, brought our family safely here, this is actually where, according to the timeline that we follow, they put the next Cristina memory, which is Ezio making sure that his family, you know, gets a proper burial. And I guess I would agree that it kind of fits here, because it's still at a point where Ezio has full notoriety and is like being, you know, searched by the city. And it would definitely be before we kind of like get rid of our notoriety. So this is where we're gonna do that memory for Ezio, which is technically from Brotherhood. However, due to me playing the game on the console now, I'm not gonna like be able to switch that easily to the PC version of Brotherhood, because I would have to kind of like switch around everything with the capture card and all that. So we're just gonna watch that mission being played and throw that in this way. It's gonna be much easier and also rather short. So let me go ahead and pause the game here. And have a look at that video. All right. That's one. Kobe, now that you've learned how to blend, could also come from a makeup tutorial. Ezio is learning the ways of courtesans in many different ways. Makeup being one of them. It comes in very handy for social stealth too, you know. Ezio should ask Appeline from AC Syndicate. He's a master of disguise. And you could never distinguish him from an old woman. An old hairy woman.
Thank you for coming.
Of course, of course. Tell me, what can I do?
My family's bodies. I can't just leave them hanging from the gallows. I need to give them last rites. Send them on to the next world.
Capisco. Lead the way, Ezio.
Stay close.
I like how a person is just randomly stealing. Or maybe that wasn't their intention.
Pauline, they've already been cut down.
What are we going to do?
Hide yourself. I'm going to have a little talk with that guard.
Get it!
Where are the bodies that hung here?
They've already been taken.
Where? Tell me where they are.
I don't know. I think they were taking them down to the river to dump them.
No. Yeah. Cristina, vieni con me.
Yeah, it is Kobe. You know, as painful as it is to see Ezio's family die, it's also very painful, you know, to see them dead and Ezio having to carry them.
Kill them.
No, don't do that. They did nothing wrong.
They follow orders unquestioningly. That makes them...
Ezio?
Va bene. I'll sneak behind their backs. Get my family, one at a time if I have to. And carry them down to the river.
Be careful.
You know, if I ever do like an AC2 remake, it would be cool if I included the Cristina memories naturally within the game. And maybe find a way to kind of like lead to them more naturally too. Like some extra dialogue maybe. Kind of like make them flow better. Also like how Cristina, you know, has an influence on Ezio not becoming like a cold-blooded killer in this instance. You know, she urges Ezio not to become like them and just, you know, kill them if like a problem was stand in the way. Especially when it comes to like, you know, sending off his family in peace. It wouldn't really send the right message. Weren't you supposed not to kill him?
Man! I've lost sight of him!
Well, that's one way to get this mission done. It's kind of funny to me that they decided to upload this, you know, mission. If I end up, you know, having such a hard time doing it stealthily. But hey, I guess it works.
I have to leave the city. Cristina, I want you to come with me.
I want to. But I can't. My family.
So we'll always be together, Cristina.
It's you.
And that is the mission Last Rites. It's really good that, you know, Ezio has a way of actually also saying goodbye to Cristina before he leaves. So I really appreciate that they, you know, put that into Brotherhood. But yeah, if I ever do like a remake of AC2, I think that would be really nice to include into the game. Alright, I'm gonna take a very quick break here, but I'll be back in just a few. So it's not gonna be like very long, just a few minutes. let's carry on. Let's learn about notoriety.
You can go now, girls.
Oh, do we have to? So innocent.
He's cute. Now that you have learned how to approach the enemy, we need to find you a suitable weapon.
What would you have me use?
Ah, but you already have the answer.
Hey, my father's blade and bracer. How did you get them?
By using the same skills I've just taught you.
It's not exactly in working condition.
I assume you're familiar with Leonardo da Vinci.
See, but how does a painter factor into this?
He's far more than that. Bring him the pieces. You'll see.
Before I go, one last question, if I may.
Of course.
Why have you given your aid so readily to me, a stranger?
I too know betrayal.
Visit Leonardo da Vinci at his workshop to see if he can repair Giovanni's blade. Isaac remake, Ezio doesn't kill people. In the remake he doesn't, yeah. Assassins don't do that anymore. That's so 2012. Assassins actually assassinating.
Why are you here? Get down! Down or I shoot! Put the wine merchant who left his carriage by Beetle the Butcher's. It's moving. My recent good fortune finding new suppliers has paid off, and I pass the savings on to you. That's a curious one.
Oh, Ezio Auditore! I didn't expect to see you again. What with all that's happened. Ah, where are my manners? Welcome back. Now, how can I be of service?
I was hoping you could repair something of mine.
Of course! Come, this way! Che pasticcio. Tutto santo giorno che cerco. Let me clear a space. All right, let's see it. Fascinating. I don't know, Ezio. Despite its age, the construction is rather advanced. I've never seen anything quite like it. I'm afraid there's not much I can do without the original plans. Mi dispiace. Wait.
What are you doing?
The contents of this page are encrypted, but if my theory is correct, based on these sketches, it may very well...
It may very well what?
Please, sit.
Leonardo,
Shh. Remarkable. If we transpose the letters and then select every third... There! It's finished!
Huh? What's finished?
The blade. I managed to decode that parchment of yours. It showed me exactly what to do. Now all that's left is to remove your ring finger.
Really?
I'm sorry, but this is how it must be done. The blade is designed to ensure the commitment of whoever wields it.
Bene. Do it quickly.
I was only having fun, Ezio. Though the blade once required a sacrifice, it's been modified. You can keep your finger.
Incredible.
Yes, it is. Tell me, do you have other pages like this?
I'm sorry, only the one.
Listen, if you ever do happen across another one of these, please, bring it to me.
You have my word. And thank you for fixing this.
By order of the Florentine Guard! Open this door!
Just a moment. Wait here.
Are you Leonardo da Vinci?
See, how may I be of service?
I need you to answer some questions.
Certainly. What seems to be the trouble?
A witness claims to have seen you consorting with an enemy of the city.
What? Me? Consorting? Preposterous.
When was the last time you saw or spoke with Ezio Auditore?
Who?
Non fare il finto tonto! We know you were close with the family. Perhaps this will help to clear your head. Ready to talk? What about now? Had enough yet?
Perfect opportunity to test the hidden blade in its functionality.
Grazie, Ezio.
Sorry about that.
I've grown accustomed to their abuses.
What of the body?
Bring it inside and put it with the others.
Others?
The city gives them to me for research.
For research, huh? This is the origin story of Dr. Frankenstein. Do not disturb a chaotic genius at work. That's very true. There's already so many thoughts racing through his mind. He doesn't need another. Amita, how exciting. Haha, you found another one. Every time you bring a codex page. Now imagine if you brought every single codex page individually to Leonardo, hearing it a total of like 30 times. Now that would really get old at that point. And not so exciting anymore. Are you Jarl Balku from Skyrim? Did the guard sound a bit like a voice actor from Skyrim? Did he? Poor Leonardo. Yeah. Doesn't deserve that abuse.
Hey, look out!
It's really cool. We get a bit of a glimpse into Leonardo's workshop here. Some of the paintings he's been working on. There's also some sketches here. It's even the, you know, flying machine prototype here already. Damn, look at these sketches of a human body. It's really cool they put all of this into the location. They could have also kept it way more generic, you know, considering you barely spend time in the workshop. That wasn't suspicious at all. Nah. He's just resting his head and I'm doing him a favor, carrying him.
See? Like it never happened.
Thank you, Leonardo. For everything.
Anytime. And remember, if you find more of those strange pages, bring them to me. Should they contain new designs, I will upgrade your blade as well.
Of course. Now, I really should be getting back to Paola.
Porgile I miei omaggi.
That could be Lucinda, yeah. Often they don't get proper credits if they're just doing like minor voices like that.
All who need aid are welcome here.
Where do you hail from?
And more corpses. Yeah, bring me more codex pages and corpses, please. It's like, haha, you found another corpse. How exciting. And Ezio does find many corpses, indeed.
That's a fun outfit.
Find, yes. Indeed. He doesn't know what happens, but he happens to find many corpses for some reason. Not sure why. He's also in The Last of Us. Oh, that's cool. Ah yeah, there's actually the first glyph up here that we could check out. Now these are interesting because they're both historically focused and lore focused.
It must be there for a reason. Can you take a closer look? Hey! Try using eagle vision. Not got all day.
I didn't hear that, Sean. You want me to go down and do the main story? I can do that. The name of the actor is Michael Go. If you look up the Wikipedia, he has voiced so many characters in so many games. That's really cool, you know, to have like such a stable kind of like voice actor working on so many different games. Makes you wonder how much they've seen of like different studios and, you know, how long they've also been doing it for.
Wait, that's not possible. This can't be. Hold on. That's computer code. Let me compile it. Oh shit, it's an encrypted file.
Upload it to my computer. I'm a master at decryption.
I can't. It's only compatible with the Animus itself.
Upload it to Desmond then. I can't believe this.
Hello, this is... They call me Subject 16. Listen, I don't have much time. There's something I have to show you. We have been lied to this whole time. Everything we know, everything we've been brought up to believe, it's wrong. Okay, I've uploaded the evidence, the file that proves it all. But I've split it into 20 pieces and locked each with a code. Can't be too careful. Queen Isabella. No, not her. What century is it? Never mind. I've hidden the code to the first file inside this program. Find it. Find them all. And along the way, you'll begin to see the truth.
What the heck? How did this get inside our Animus?
Oh, the memory core. We transferred 16's memory data from Abstergo into the Animus 2.0. He must have hacked the machine when Vidic left him alone between sessions.
Oh, hold on, wait a second. The signs on the walls in Abstergo, the ones written in blood, those were clues. He was telling us to look for them inside the Animus.
You know, in hindsight, it makes me kind of want to wish that Lucy didn't turn out to be a traitor. Because this whole storyline, you know, makes arguably not that much sense that she would be in favor of us uncovering the clues that 16 leaves behind. You know? Because in that case, it wouldn't be out of the question for 16 to leave clues behind to tell us about Lucy's real identity, you know? And also that she would take Subject 16's memory data core to the assassins, you know, the one that she's been betraying the assassins for. But it's really unfortunate that they had the whole dispute, you know, between the voice actress and Ubisoft. Because that's, you know, really the reason that she got written out of the games and, you know, made a traitor in a way. Kinda wish it went another way. Yeah, Sean, stop the backseating. Yeah, Clay Kobe. Another tragic character in the AC series. I see Lucina, that's cool. Also in the Dead Island games. So yeah, the glyphs are really cool because they give us glimpses into other historical settings and characters, but also some of the myths and legends. And they also combine that with the lore in the modern day, so it really has a bit of everything. But I definitely play this primarily to focus on the historical relevance and references here. So 5 of these mythic scenes share a core similarity. Pick them out and you begin to see. Cupid and Psyche. Diana and Callisto. The Fall. Adam and Eve and the Snake. The Birth of Venus. Hercules in the Garden of the Hesperides. So we're looking of course for the Epo here. Then Atalanta and Hippomenes. The Judgment of Paris. Another Epo being hindered here. The Triumph of Bacchus. Idun and the Epodes. And then Mercury, Hersey and Glorus. But yeah, it's of course Idun and the Epodes. The Apple of Eden. It's a bit funny how sped up everything is in the menu and the UI. You know, like the whole like animation here for the text is kind of fast, right? That's because they sped up the FPS, I guess, of the game, and that also affected the UI for some reason. And also have the FPS boost activated for the Series X. I'm not sure if that also has a influence, but the UI moves a lot slower in the like base version. Some of these puzzles were so tough. Yeah, they really could be. Yeah, that's the first time we had that said today, that we need like a dark mode patch. Rip to everyone watching this in like a dark room. I have enough lights on, thankfully.
You were gone for quite a while.
Leonardo likes to talk.
That he does. But I trust he did more than talk. Impressive.
I'm rather fond of it myself.
I've given you the skills. Leonardo's given you the blade. All that remains is the deed.
Where can I find Uberto?
According to my girls, he'll be attending an unveiling tonight of Verrocchio's latest work. It will be held at the Santa Croce cloister.
Watch over my mother and sister while I'm away.
Of course, Ezio. As if they were my own.
Judge, jury, executioner. Visit Viaggio at Santa Croce, find Uberto, and exact revenge.
Uberto Alberti, trusted friend of the Auditore family. According to the history books, this guy was a saint. He prosecuted murderers, rapists, the worst criminals. One of the best lawyers in Italy, he won every case, in spite of the fact that he was self-taught. Now, I found a back door into the Templars' database server. I've been combing it for some kind of smoking gun. I found it. Apparently, Uberto's family was evicted by the Medici Bank. Uberto's been aching for revenge ever since. And the Templars promised him support. Ezio's father was standing in the way, and Uberto was jealous of his influence over the Florentine government. Two birds with one stone, isn't it? It looks like Uberto used his election to the Signoria as his opportunity to strike.
Oh, now it's time to strike against him.
Doesn't look like one. Mercenary?
Ah, that's right, yeah. I read somewhere that he was actually also voicing Simba. Which is kind of funny. Most unexpected casting that one could imagine.
Another mercenary?
This is what Simba has turned into after Abstergo got a hold of him to do experiments. That's true, Kobe. Yeah, if we take the Hidden Blade out of the question, we can understand that dialogue a bit differently.
Again with this?
You have overstepped your bounds, Uberto.
Who are you to speak of bounds? You, who have crowned yourself Lorenzo di Medici, Principe of Firenze.
I've done no such thing.
Of course not. Ever innocent. How convenient. At least now, we see how far your reach extends, which is to say, nowhere at all. It has proved a valuable lesson for me and my allies.
Yes. Your allies, the Pazzi. Is that what this is about?
Be careful with your words, Lorenzo. You might attract the wrong sort of attention.
No need to be shy. Come forward.
I think Ezio is having a seizure.
All yours.
Another 4. Sei la fine del mondo, bambina!
Good evening, Gonfaloniere. To you as well. I trust you're enjoying yourselves.
Indeed, a nice distraction from that nasty business with the Auditore family.
And to think I once thought of Giovanni as a brother.
Don't blame yourself. How could you have known what evils he planned?
I say we strike that traitor's name from the record books. Let history forget he ever even existed.
Yes, I should. If you'll excuse me for a moment.
Uberto, a moment of your time?
Anything for you, Beatrice.
So, tell us, how does it feel to be a hero?
Please, I am no such thing. As Gonfaloniere, it is my duty to ensure that the city of Firenze remains a shining beacon of justice. Corruption and its ilk shall find no purchase here so long as I am in control.
You are a treasure, Uberto. I hope Lorenzo recognizes that.
Yes, our great leader, Lorenzo. I'll see you ladies later.
Ah, Uberto, there you are. I was just telling the others about the execution.
I mean, no offense, but what if they did not act alone?
You can rest easy, friends. I am confident that this treachery began and ended with the Auditore family.
What of the others? Ezio, was it?
The child poses no danger. Soft hands and an even softer head. He'll be caught and executed before the week is out.
Oh, don't let us keep you, Berto. We just wanted to say hello.
Evening to you, Gonfaloniere.
Is everything to your satisfaction?
Do you even need to ask? Of course.
Accept our thanks for this evening and for helping to keep Firenze safe. I always had my doubts about the Auditore. Where did the family even come from? To gain such wealth and prestige in just a single generation.
And the children with their odd names, always making trouble.
No surprise given the company their father kept. Whores and thieves, I swear it.
Indeed. It is clear now he sought to undermine the city, to overturn all we've worked so hard to build.
But thanks to you, that's over now.
Man, for Ezio to have to hear all of this. You can imagine like the rage is building up against this injustice. Being like the scapegoats for, you know, conspiracy against the city. Even though it's the other way around. But yeah, I believe that's all of the dialogue here.
You! You would have done the same. To save the ones you love.
Yes, I would. And I have.
The Auditore are not dead! I'm still here! Me! Ezio! Ezio Auditore!
Ah yeah, so now we have the conspiracy tab also unlocked here. Well, we know that Umberto Alberti is connected to the Pazis, but Spaniard hasn't really been talked about like that yet, even though we have of course seen his presence in connection to Umberto Alberti. But yeah, there was like a new letter here in the database from Umberto Alberti. Indeed, Schiller. Another epic quote right there. But yeah, I just love the way Ezio announces it. You know, like everyone thinking the Auditora are gone, and then there's Ezio proving it otherwise. He's also in the 2003 Hobbit game that you recently started playing. Oh yeah? They're everywhere. Indeed, Lucinda. Assassino. That's the OG Assassino right there. You never knew this tab existed. It's very easy to overlook and not really dive into because the game doesn't really have much of a focus on it. And to be honest, in most of my playthroughs I don't really check it on a regular basis either. But I do like it, you know, its existence. It just doesn't really serve a deeper gameplay purpose, I guess. Which is why most people just don't really bother checking it out, I guess. It would be cool, I think, if you had like, you know, for example, if you find letters that you could like click on a name and then you would find like a letter in connection to them. Or kind of like clues that you found. But yeah, it definitely is a bit similar to the modern kind of like target maps and stuff, right? Definitely has a similarity.
My love, I put these thoughts to paper in the hope that I might one day have the courage to share them with you. In time, you'll no doubt learn that I betrayed Giovanni, labeled him a traitor, and sentenced him to die. History will likely judge this to have been a matter of politics and greed. Know that it was not hate that forced my hand, but fear. When the Medici robbed us of all we own, I found myself afraid. For you, for our son, for the future. What hope in this world for a man without proper means? They offered me money, land, and title in exchange for my collaboration. And so this is how I came to betray my closest friend. However unspeakable the act, it seemed necessary at the time. And even now, looking back, I see no other way.
Well, then you're doomed if you see no other way. After all this. You know, even calling Giovanni his closest friend just adds another weight on this betrayal. Hold on, can I actually read the other letters now?
Al magnifico Lorenzo di Medici, mio protettore e amico. I have done as requested and completed my investigation into...
Wait, this one we did read, right? And yeah, this one is still sealed, this one too, and this one we can read. Okay, so this document is meant to serve as a record of all I've learned over the past few weeks, in the event that I am silenced and prevented from sharing it with you myself. Understand first that the Duke of Milan's murder was no mere political maneuver. Rather, it is but a piece of a conspiracy that reaches far beyond Firenze, counting members in Roma, Venezia, and Forli, to name but a few cities. Attached to this note is a list, or rather the start of one, of those I know to be guilty. Its contents are by no means complete, but I intend to rectify that shortly. I can, however, say with certainty that the Pazzi family is involved. We must move quickly to question Francesco before he buys his freedom from prison. Doing so will surely add more names to the list. I already have my suspicions as to who these men are, given that their deeds bear all the hallmarks of an old enemy. I fear they... The note abruptly ends here. Giovanni must have had to stop and hide it when the guards showed up to arrest him.
You shouldn't be here.
Don't be bashful, guys.
I think it's best I leave Firenze.
Where will you go?
My uncle Mario owns a villa near Monteregioni.
You're still a wanted man, Ezio.
What would you have me do then?
I've seen posters all across the district. Tearing them down will help the city forget your face. No doubt the heralds also incite the public. Bribe them, and they'll speak of other things. Or you could hunt those who bear false witness against you. They traded dignity for coin. Their loss would not be mourned. Do any of these things, and you should be free to leave.
Laying low. Reduce your notoriety by removing posters, bribing a herald, or killing a corrupt official. Ah yeah, my favorite mechanic in the game. Bribe a herald for 500 bucks, then steal those 500 bucks back, and still lose most of your notoriety. Mario, indeed. It's me. Finally, we're gonna be able to hear that. Or at least in the next stream, because this is actually my last mission for today.
I've added a program for tracking notoriety. This little meter will help you know how far you are between notorious and incognito. This will help you know if you should watch your actions. It'll also tell you if the notoriety level is part of Ezio's memory or not.
Holy Father, protect me. The devil grows bold.
Ah yeah, I'm sure in this corner on the rooftop someone is gonna see it. I'm sure many people are gonna know exactly how Ezio looks like. At least the archers, maybe. And now we finally have unlocked the regular music again. Because if you actually have 4 notoriety, then any other music theme would be overridden by the notoriety music. So when I actually get to hear the regular ambient music again, it's a good sign for having gotten rid of all the notoriety. I'm actually playing without the health bar because I want to reduce the amount of HUD on screen. So I don't see how much notoriety I have at a time. But yeah, that's a good indicator. But yeah, this is gonna be where we're gonna call it for tonight with AC2. But yeah, made some good progress for sure. Got our first race done, our first speed up mission, our first glyph. We got into sequence 2 here and about to finish that in the next stream. Gonna make our way to Monteregioni. We also read a decent amount of database entries. So got a good head start on the landmarks in Firenze. But yeah, that's gonna be where we continue next time, because for today, this is gonna be it. So let's go ahead and quit here. You had to do this so many times in Revelations. You didn't like that every time you remodded the shop it added notoriety. Yeah, it was a bit annoying how that forced you into gaining notoriety. I wanted to kind of like play into the whole den defense thing, because your dens would only be attacked most of the time if you had like a higher notoriety. But yeah, I didn't like that too, you know, the amount of times you had to like reduce notoriety. And then they also nerfed the heralds. They only removed like 25% instead of 50% of notoriety. It also cost less money, I think, but still. I'd rather pay more and have like more notoriety, you know, removed. So that got a bit annoying, for sure. Rather rugged and mysterious Ezio looks on the poster, as if he wasn't popular enough with the ladies. The Luigi of his time. Very much so. That's why Mario and Ezio do such a good team, you know, because he's secretly like the Luigi of his time. That's some words for the stream, Lucinda and Amita and Kobe and Chilla. Thank you so much for being here and for joining us today for the second part of our historical order run with the Ezio games. And Lucinda, thank you also so much again for the raid and also for the giveaway. But yeah, we're also gonna find ourselves someone to raid, at least if someone is online. Let's have a look. You too, Kobe. Have a good night. And catch you next time. And thank you also for giving a shout out back to Lucinda. I love that Jin emote so much. But yeah, I want to highly recommend checking out Lucinda, Kobe, Amita, Schiller, Gislek, and Jay, if you haven't before. Lucinda is currently playing through, well, she has currently finished The Last of Us Part 2 with her in-depth story run, and she's gonna carry on with the Resident Evil marathon next, playing Resident Evil 5. Also check out Kobe. Kobe isn't really actively streaming at the moment, but I would still recommend following because she's an awesome person and streamer as well. She's last been playing AC Odyssey, but is also a huge fan, maybe the biggest fan I know of the Horizon games, like Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. Also check out Amita. Amita has been playing AC Unity, going for 100% run, so doing all the missions and collectibles in the game. Also check out Chilla. Chilla has been playing Red Dead 2. He's actually doing a no-kill challenge, so whenever possible he isn't allowed to kill his enemies, which can be quite tough because the game has many points where it kind of like forces you to kill. But it's a really cool playthrough to also see, you know, what's possible in terms of like non-lethality. And yeah, Gistek has been playing Digimon Story of a Lost Evolution. He's also been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, the newest AC game in the series. And also check out Jay. Jay has also been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's actually his first time playing through the game. And that's not very sort of a shoutouts either. Oh yeah, Kobe? So, is there like anything that you would like to stream? Like any game or kind of like anything that you would like to stream? No, you, Kobe? Was army of enemies every single time? Yeah. Yeah, just a bit tricky, you know, because technically I guess there's a possibility of knocking them out, but getting to them, you know, to everyone in person and not getting shot down before you get there, that's not easy whatsoever. You've heard AC Shadows playthrough would be a serious one. Is that even possible? Can you do a serious Quebec playthrough? Alright, so we're gonna go and say hi to the Wonky Gamers today. To Dave and Laura. I got to know them through Schiller, I believe. And they're actually currently playing a historical, at least historically set game, which is the new Indiana Jones game and the Great Circle. A really lovely, you know, streamer couple to hang out with. So, yeah, gonna be nice that we can raid over there. Maybe just some casual Horizon Remastered at first, but no guarantees. But if you actually get into speedrunning yourself, you might stream more. Again, no guarantees for. Yeah, I mean, you know, no pressure, Kobe. And I think it's also good, you know, for yourself to kind of like keep it open, you know. If you're in the mood, that's cool. But yeah, that would be cool to see, you know, like some speedrunning. Because at this point, I think you've seen like plenty of speedruns being done. And you know the game so well. Indeed, Schiller. Yeah, I believe I got to learn about them through you. Yeah, we actually talked about it another stream like a couple weeks back. I think Laura was streaming Origins. And we're kind of like talking about the historical setting. And then Dave was kind of like talking a bit about how fascinating it is and him having like studied the time too. So that's really cool. So yeah, I would say that's the perfect place to raid. As Yasuka's basically stealthy Cassandra. I mean, the Yasuka stealth is on another level. Alright, so if you want to join us with a raid, feel free to copy and paste the raid emotes that Kobe posted into chat. And yeah, I hope everyone is having a good rest of the weekend. Which is probably quite short for those, at least in Europe at this point. It's like another hour here before it's midnight. But yeah, hope you have a good one. Catch you next time, and hope you all have a good start into the new week too. Until next time. Indeed, stay hydrated, as Seribot says. Wasser ist wichtig. Exclamation Exclamation Mark Aqua. Es ist so wie das Spiel mit Bauklötzen. Genau. Das sag ich auch immer.